Deep breath, everyone. Okay, from the beginning. Diddy-dai, da-da-dai, I, do-do-do-do-do. Da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai, I, da-da-dai, I, da-da-dee-da-do. Diddy-dai, da-da-dai, I, da-da-do-do-do. Da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai, I, da-da-dai-dai, da-da-da-da-dai. Da-da-dai, da-da-dai, I, do-do-do-do-do. Da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai, I, da-da-dai, oi, do-do-do-do-do. Diddy-dai, da-da-dai, I, do-do-do. Da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai, I, da-da-dai-dai, da-da-da-da-dai. Diddy-dai-dai-dai-da-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, diddy-dai-dai-dai-da-do-do-do-do. Oh, diddy-dai-dai-da-da-dai-dai-dai-dai-dai. Ai-dai-da-da-da-do. Ai-dai-da-dai-da-dai, da-da-da-da-dai. Diddy-dai-dai-dai-da-do-do-do-do. Oh-yoy. Diddy-dai-dai-dai-da-do-do-do-do. Oh-yoy. Diddy-dai-dai-da-da-dee-dai-dai-do-do-do. Toy-do-do-do-do-do. Dai-da-dai-da-dai-do-do-do-do-do. Da-da-dai-la-la-dai-da-dai, dai-da-dai-da-dai. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, friends, wherever you are. Shalom uvracha. I know this is the last second thing, but it's never, especially these days, you don't need an excuse to learn together. So the following words we're going to be sharing right now, just a short thought, a short idea, are Leilui Nishmat, someone whose yortzeit is today, someone who I had the privilege of knowing, and that's the father of my dear Chaver Stewie. Stewie Wax's Abba, the Chazan Wax, Reb Eliezer ben Reb Eliyahu Arye. I will actually try right now to place a picture of him beautiful picture of him in the comments. We'll see if we could do that, because the smile really does, it says it all. So this is a yid that's really going to be the focus of what we're going to be learning right now. This is a yid that went through many weeks and months of absolute hell. Concentration camp after concentration camp. And somehow, I could never understand this, by all the survivors. It's very, very difficult to understand. But the fact that he was able to still sing to his creator, to still sing to the Ribono Shleilim, is absolutely beyond me. Don't understand it at all. And Chazan Wax, I knew him as a very smiling, loving person that was filled with love of life and simchas chaim. And it really does make it almost like, mamash, like biblical, to be able to have the ability to still dream. Is just something that we have to tune into right now. I think one of the main reasons why we're doing this broadcast tonight is because, we're all in lockdown, and whether, wherever you are in the world, there's something meshuggah going on right now. And all we want right now is to figure out a way to not lose our minds. But the truth is that there's a very, very simple way to do this. And I want to give us a little bit of love, a little bit of optimism. And we'll try, I don't know how often we'll be doing this throughout the week, but as much as we can. So I'm just going to share with you a little bit while I strum. And all these words tonight are really Lui Nishmat Chazan Wax. Rabbi Nachman tells us a very, very important yesod in life. People like to bash the concept of imagination. People like to say, you're a dreamer. But the truth is that if you don't dream, if you don't invest and figure out a way to sanctify your power of an imagination, then what you see is what you get. And what we see right now in the world is not what we want to get. We want something beyond. We want something more, much more than what's in front of us right now. When the world was what you would call normal, we didn't think too much about the need to execute the power of our imagination. But Rabbi Nachman tells us that the strongest imagination a person needs is to believe that Hashem created the heaven and the earth. What's emunah? You know something, but based on what you imagine it to be. And you really need imagination for this type of emunah, that Hashem created the heaven and the earth. You need imagination that the Ribono Shleilim is creating the heaven and the earth right now. So Rabbi Nachman tells us that really all the tzaddikim, all the righteous people in the world, and all the prophets also, like Ben Adam Ma'ata Ro'eh, God would ask the prophets, what do you see? What do you see in front of you? Makil Shaked, and an almond tree. They really knew that there's one God, but it was all by imagination. And we're in the parshiyot of tzaddikim who really mastered this art of imagination, of holy imagination. Obviously, we're on the brink of this, amazing moment this Shabbos of Yosef and his brothers. Was there anyone that had deeper imagination than Yosef HaTzadik? Probably not. His thoughts were so pure, thus enabling him to have such purity of imagination. I think many of us are scared to allow ourselves to go there because we don't really know what's going to be. But like I mentioned before, I believe that Chazan Cantor Wax, I believe that he went through 10 different concentration camps. If you don't have imagination that one day the world will be a beautiful place, you can't make it one day in that kind of a life. So, my dear friends, I want to give us a few minutes of just calmness from Reb Kook right now and tell you one Torah from Reb Kook. And I think it'll be good for us to hold on to it as we're in these days that and nights that know no end, our family, we just not only is there a seger now here in Israel, we're in quarantine because there was something connected to one of our daughters' friends, Ganen. It's something not even to do with us, but we're part of it. So Rav Kook says like this in the Shmone Kvatzim. I'm going to say it in Hebrew first. And if you don't know Hebrew, just take in the words, and then we'll say it in English. Kama tzarich ha'adam haruchani להתגבר על עצמו. How much does a spiritual person need to overcome himself? What does it mean to overcome yourself? Reb Kook says, שלא יתיירא מדמיונו. Do not be fearful of your imagination. Don't try to suffocate it. Learn how to cultivate it. ולא יתיירא גם כן לפתח את דמיונו באושר גדול. One must have no fear to develop their own imagination, לפתח אותו, to develop it. באושר גדול, with great wealth. Why? כדי שיהיה בסיס וכיסא הגון לאור השכל העליון. So that our imagination can serve as a basis and a righteous chair, a dwelling place for the light of supernal wisdom. I'm not going to pretend that I really understand what Rav Kook is saying. I have to just allow my own imagination to take these words and say like this, how many beautiful things we learn from the supernal wisdom, from the Chokhmat Torah, from the wisdom of the Torah. But we don't trust our thoughts and our imagination with what we can do with what we learn. Rav Kook says you got to be a gibor, you got to be a hero to allow yourself to go to that place so that you can actually create with your imagination. Create scenarios that are a mixture of the wonderful supernal light and wisdom that you attain. שעוצר בקרבו את יסוד התפארת של חיי האמת. A person wants to live חיי אמת. Rav Kook says חיי אמת, living a life of truth, is tiferet. It's glory, it's beauty, it's the perfect combination of emotions. Rav Kook says that exists deep down within each of us, but what brings it out, what schleps it out, squeezes it out of our insides, the ability to allow ourselves to travel with holy imagination. And I was thinking about this, right now, obviously, all we're trying to do is imagine, being in a COVID-free world. But be honest, friends. Remember a COVID-free world? How serene was it? How majestic was it? How often did we use our imagination when we were able to do whatever we wanted? So, right now, in honor of all those who had to activate their incredible power of imagination for their emunah in the world and in the one God, like the one we're learning for right now, Reb Eliezer ben Reb Eliyahu Arye. It's time to up our game. Time to sprinkle some holiness in our thoughts. And then to allow ourselves to not be scared, like Reb Kook says. To not be scared of our koyach hadimyan, of our power of imagination. Like Rabbi Nachman says, without that, you can't really imagine, you can't really believe that the Ribono Shel Olam created the heavens and the earth and is recreating them every second. We always think of Avram Avinu as the person that just had it all revealed to him. But can you imagine how much imagination Avram Avinu had to exercise and had to execute and had to trust? You know, it happens quite often with me when I get to that place that's called Heichal HaNegina, the chamber of niggun, because I never really know at what point do I allow my imagination to take over, and at what point do I just want to have something come down in the world of composing that sounds good to me. It's something I struggle with quite often. Everyone has their own struggles, Chavre. You know who doesn't really struggle so much with allowing imagination to take place? Our children. And maybe that's why Reb Shlomo pointed out that whenever Hashem talks to us in the Torah, he says, Daber el b'nei Yisrael. Because unless you're connected to that part of you that dares to dream and imagine like a child, God could talk to you, but you won't hear a thing. I give us all a bracha to give our children nachas. That we shouldn't be ashamed when they look at us, that they see that we also dare to imagine, we dare to dream, we dare to trust. Doesn't mean to act like a child, to act babyish. Oh, Hashem, please reveal to us what it means to hold on to what we're talking about right now. Please sing with me. With the neshama of Reb Eliezer and Reb Eliyahu Arye, Cantor Wax, Wax, Reb Eliezer, may you continue, Be'ezer Hashem, to be a Melit Yosher for all of us. And may you help us open the gates for all those that still dare to dream and that are learning how to trust their imagination to make tomorrow much, much more beautiful than it is today. Lots of love, everyone.